Would the Oshawott line make good service Pokemon? I really can't believe a Pokemon that had so much potential for it could become a bit discouraging, honestly. I was surprised how little I would be able to say Oshawott is helpful, but I still dug deep and found some stuff that would make it very useful. With one super rare skill set that most Pokemon just don't have: the ability to use tools. This is incredibly helpful in the service Pokemon world. As a creature that has the ability to use tools, not only can skyrocket them to the top of the most helpful lists, but it means that they are capable of doing things beyond their natural instincts. Oshawott uses its cute little shell to basically be used as a shield or a weapon, and that means that they could be trained to use other items as tools and accessories as well. Now, Oshawott is not very dexterous as it doesn't really have hands, but because it can use tools, it means that it does have the capability of being more dexterous with training. However, this is kind of the only thing Oshawott really has going for it, and this becomes even more prominent in its evolution, Duat. Duat takes all of the positives about Oshawott and amplifies them. Besides becoming a bit larger, it's also a lot faster and is even more dexterous because now it can use 2 of its shells, meaning that Duat can do so much stuff. Duat has so much going for it on top of being an aquatic-based Pokemon, meaning that any person who has to do anything involving the water and has special needs, Duat is able to accommodate them. But it doesn't really help its case whenever it evolves. Whenever Duat evolves into Samurott, instead of its otter-like design, it's randomly turned into a sea lion, which is confusing on its own, but the problem becomes it's no longer bipedal, it's quadrupedal. Its hands have become more flipper-like instead of having paws. Even though it still can use its new sort of shell swords, it's still not as dexterous as it should be. So little Duat that would be able to operate small machinery and really complex devices, well, it's not as good at that anymore. Now, that's not to say they aren't helpful. In fact, they are still pretty helpful as aquatic-based Pokemon, but there's so much taken away from this Pokemon that if you were to have an Oshawott or Duat as a service Pokemon, a lot of professionals would probably say to keep them in that line. Give them an Everstone and let them stay as helpful as they can be. I think it really is impressive that it doesn't need to be fully evolved for this line to be helpful. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below if there's anything I might have missed about the Oshawott line, or anything that you think that Samurott could be useful for. But with all of that being said, I believe this answers the question: